Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jam Box.
This is not a podcast. This is a show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jam Box. We're here and we're back at it again. But before we get into it, as always, make sure to like, subscribe, push all the buttons, do all the things. I'm never going to learn where they are, and I trust you. Now let's go ahead and get on into it. Here is today's guest.
What up, guys? It's WayneGrey. I'm here with Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy.
Hello. Super happy to have you. Why don't you go ahead and just get the easy stuff out of the way, introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about, where you're from, what you do, give us that Tinder profile of your involvement with music.
Yeah, for sure. So where I'm from, I lived in Vancouver for like the first part, most of the childhood.
Okay.
And then I moved to Cambie. And then, that's like a little country town out there.
Yep.
I went to high school there, but I lived in Oregon City.
Okay.
And then after that, I just been moving around. Right now, I'm living in like Oregon City area, but so I haven't really been anywhere too long to really call home. I would say, but I'm gonna put on for Portland.
Okay.
I'm gonna claim Portland.
Well, I'm sure they all appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll be Portland's pretty boy. I'm Portland's pretty boy.
Fair. I've heard that from multiple people, so I guess it must be true. Do you play any instruments?
None.
All right, so mainly a vocalist.
Yeah,
that's all right.
Vocals,
That's all right. Focus on what you're strong at.
I just didn't get any opportunity to play other instruments.
That's fair. What got you into music originally?
So I just been, it's like my way to escape since I was been way young, but so childhood wasn't that great. So listening to music really helped a lot.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
This is one we asked pretty early on. It's a pretty fun question. What was the first album you bought with your own money?
It was a Drake. It was a Drake album.
Okay.
It was a Drake album. Yeah.
I mean, solid first album to buy.
Yeah.
What kind of music did you like grow up on then? Like if you were listening to it a lot?
So my mom would listen to a lot of like TLC, like Aretha Franklin.
Okay.
Like cool female, strong female.
Yeah.
That type of shit. But I always like Lil Wayne, Miss Officer, specifically. I remember that song, like walking to the bus stop. I love that song.
I only get to mention this periodically. The first album I ever bought with my own money was the Carter one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which one is that? Is that when he's a baby? And he's all tatted up?
No, that's the very first one.
Oh, okay.
Like that was like, the baby was like the third or...
Yeah, that was actually...
Yeah, but no, this is like the very first, the Carter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. That's, yeah.
But I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm proud of Drake, too. It's a little embarrassing, but it's not too crazy.
I mean, everybody's allowed to like whatever they want. There's too much music for people to care what other people listen to.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, just don't listen to it. It's fine. Tell us about the first show you ever went to that like you like wanted to go to, like you were like, oh, this show's happening, and you like got a ticket, got in line and went to it.
So one I just wasn't bought a ticket for from like...
Yeah, like the first one that you wanted to go to.
Damn. It was probably a Cardi concert.
Okay.
Yeah, I went by myself. I remember.
All right.
Yeah, nobody bought a ticket. I was the only one to buy a ticket out of the homies, and I was like, man, I can't not go.
Yeah, I mean,
so I just got dropped off, and I went. It was dope. It was dope. I don't even remember where it was or like what tour it was or anything, but he got crazy. With? No, I don't remember that either. But
must have been a good show.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. He like was climbing on shit, and like he was right next to me, man. He was right next to me.
Hell yeah, that's rad.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a defining moment where you like decided you wanted to make music as like a main thing?
You know, I knew I should be doing it way before I actually started doing it. Cause so my friend, my homie Z Smoke, he was making music for a long time.
Yo, shout out Z Smoke,
Yeah, shout
wherever
out
he
Z
is.
Smoke. But
He's here in spirit.
I was more into like partying and just being, being young and dumb. But he finally got me in the studio one day, and
Okay, and the rest was history.
Yeah, and the rest was history. Yeah,
I dig that.
yeah. I didn't even start until I was like 20, 21.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, hey, I mean, it always helps to have a friend that'll just get you going.
yeah. But I was writing like raps and shit to random beats on YouTube and
Yeah.
all that for a while.
I mean, I think we all write beats
Yeah,
to raps
we
to
all
random
have
beats
that
on YouTube.
the journal.
That one note in your phone,
Yeah.
it's buried way
This
at the
goes
bottom.
hard.
But you know exactly what it's titled, so you can search for it, and then you just open like 10 after
Yeah.
so nobody ever finds it. That's definitely not on my phone.
Yeah, me either.
Well, I mean, you just make them now.
Now I'm proud of him.
True. And I mean, you've definitely got some solid music out there.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and dive into you as an artist a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to get the foundation one out of the way. How'd you pick your name?
So Wayne is my middle name, and Gray is my son's middle name.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's pretty dope. I'm pretty proud of it.
I dig that. And
Yeah.
you that was a curveball too, because a lot of people lean for the middle name to pull theirs out of.
Yeah.
But then you're like, my son.
But
Still like,
damn, my
collaborative
son.
effort. Yeah.
No one can hate on that.
I dig that. I dig that.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about how you go about like making a track. Like describe your writing process.
So I actually don't write. I just punch in.
Okay.
Freestyle type stuff. But it's really hard for me to find a beat I like. I'm really picky. But once I do, it's real easy. And I make a song real fast.
Okay.
In like probably an hour. I like to make a song like within an hour. With Z Smoke, I can make a song
Wherever
in 30
he is.
minutes. Yeah, wherever Z Smoke is. But shout out, man. Yeah, but I just feel it, freestyle, punch in. That's dope.
Okay.
But
Do you mainly just practice freestyling all the time to like obtain being able to do that when it locks?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, all the time. I'll say some dope shit and didn't get written down, and it's never gonna be said again. But
I mean, I guess as long as you practice only ever saying dope shit, you're only gonna ever say
exactly
dope
that's
shit.
the point.
I get it.
That's the point.
I get it. Practice at 100%.
Right.
Their max is your
And
warm
also,
up.
yeah, I love that the 100% where like the pressure's on. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta go. It's 2 hours booked, and I gotta make this song. So
Yeah, definitely.
I work well under pressure. I feel like.
Do you ever like? I've never thought to ask anybody this before, so I'm curious to know the answer. It's a off the cuff one here. Do you ever like take the time to like look up cool words, or like do you just as you learn them through life?
Yeah, just listening to other music, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, you learn all the lingo, all the dope shit, just what you say to the homies,
Okay.
Because that's also the real dope shit is when you say stuff that just only you and the homies know, and then
Yeah.
everyone else is like, what does that mean? But it kind of makes sense. But not really.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
Now looking back on all the music you have right now, which song do you think like represents you best as an artist at the moment?
Shut My Mouth. That came out on the last tape
Okay.
on Girls and Guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about it?
Man, it's just real vulnerable. Like it's just talking about how you like to like when the girl's hard to get, or like she's real independent and she like she's mean to you almost, but she's mean to you, or you like it. I kind of like it when she shuts my mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
I kind of like it when she act like she don't know me.
Yeah.
Shit like that. I don't know. I feel like that's super relatable, but not a lot of people would talk like that. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Like you said before, very vulnerable.
Yeah. And I think it kind of throws people off too, because it's like it's cool. It sounds cool, like sonically, I would say.
Like it's catchy, but then you listen to it.
Oh, that's kind of like weird. It's like it's I like those type of lyrics.
Also, those songs where you like are willing to be a little more open in exchange for being vulnerable, or like in exchange for showing a different emotion instead of just like the key tone of like big, bad, best.
Exactly.
That, you know, that goes a long way. And a lot of artists through time have been like, oh, we didn't know how this song was going to go, or like this one was so different from our thing. And then it usually ends up being like the one that stands out.
Exactly. Because it's so hard to just think that you would relate to somebody in that way.
Exactly.
Like, because those are things where it's like, I only feel this way, you know?
Yeah.
But then you get that niche and it's like all these people, you know, relate to that, and you're saying what they could never say, but they can like the song, you know?
Yeah. I mean, being able to connect with the track is like, it's definitely important if that's what you're going for. You know,
Yeah, most def.
Depending on how you put out your music, anybody can put it out for any reason. But when it comes to a track like that, I think the idea is to connect with people.
Yeah.
And so that's
the whole goal.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole goal for me. That's why I love performing live. Like, just I'll lock eyes with somebody, lock eyes with another, you know, it's dope.
Yeah, you definitely feel it, especially when you can see people responding like physically to the sounds that you're making.
Yeah. They like it.
And that actually rolls right into the next question perfectly. Tell us about your favorite, or if you have too many favorites, the most like wild show you've ever performed. Or if you have both stories, feel free to share both.
Oh man, it's actually pretty easy. It's the last show, or the Feb 4 tour, the mini Feb 4 tour in with Lawrence. That was the first one he took me on.
Yeah.
It was I can't remember if it was the last or the first show at Mano Occulta. It was it was the first one, but that show is crazy because in my head, you know, I'm like preparing for this show different because it's like the beginning of the tour, you know. I've never been on tour, so this is, you know, I got to set the tone now.
Yep.
And I actually I rehearsed and shit like more than usual, and it was crazy. That's definitely one of the craziest performance I've ever had.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was dope.
Hell yeah.
Lots of connections that night.
I mean, that's always important. Yeah. What was the tour experience like for the rest of it?
It was cool. It was a good group of dudes. There was no problems. But yeah, it was fun.
Nice.
Long driving.
I was going to say, did y'all trade off driving? Did one person do all the driving?
I fortunately did not have to drive, but I felt real bad for the guys that did.
Hey, I mean, some people just lock into that stuff. I got a buddy who, like, he's just like, yeah, I'll just go 7 hours.
I am like, not that guy.
Yeah.
I will have 20 panic attacks on the highway before I get to where I'm going. I fucking hate driving.
Yep. And for some reason, the mountains make me sleepy.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. And when I'm driving, I'm like, all right, at the bottom of this one, I have to like stop
just
somewhere.
Staring.
Yeah.
Going straight.
Yeah.
It's like hypnotic almost.
Yep. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I can't do it.
Now, tell us a little bit about balancing music and life, because you know you work early, you know you've got people to take care of. What do you do to kind of like keep it all together? Because you do stuff pretty regularly. You're fairly active. What do you do to kind of keep that all together?
Communication with my other life.
Great answer.
With the people in my other life.
Great answer.
As long as they're cool with it, like I can go out and do whatever I want pretty much.
Yeah.
But I get to take care of shit at home first. And then I can go out and do what I want. I will say too, it seems like I go out and do shit a lot more because I'm posting on Instagram a lot more. But I'll probably go out like 2 nights a week.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's an active approach. There's definitely there's a lack of active and an overactive.
Definitely.
And the gray area exists.
Definitely. Because in my head, I'm like,
direction.
I don't do enough.
Yeah.
I don't post enough. I don't go out enough. I don't go to enough shows in my head. But it's just all subjective, I guess.
Yeah, you know, having just recently got back onto social, because I didn't have social media for like 2 years, and then back in March for the show, we jumped back on and started doing it again,
going hard,
and just it like realistically, I don't post anything except the reels, and like the announcements for like things coming up,
right.
But I couldn't imagine. I don't get to do music as actively anymore because of all this, but I couldn't imagine trying to like start a new project right now. It's such a strange thing. And I wonder how much of it like really impacts like the general experience. You know what I mean? I'm like curious to see, like, I wish I could like watch a band start and then like keep watching their stuff as they blow up.
Exactly.
Like just as I like see everybody that's been on the show before move up, just be like, hey, can I know what your algorithms and stats look like? And like put together a thing at the end of like 5 years and be like,
this is where they started and this is where they are.
Yeah, because it's crazy to me that it can't be the only way. You know what I mean? Like there has to be a different way to be able to move yourself around without having to like overexert yourself, but at the same time still like do it regularly.
Right. It's like, I think it's like anything else. It's like quality, quantity, quality. You know what I mean?
I had a buddy who his band would play 4 times a month, but they would play in Portland once. They would play in Seattle once, and then they would do like, you know, Eugene
get a bunch of
regularly.
All those spots.
Oh, not even for the content. They would keep playing in similar areas regularly so that people would remember them in those areas, but they would only have one opportunity a month to see them. So the priority became more like it became a higher priority because they weren't going to see you. Yeah, they weren't going to see you today or 2 days from now or 2 days from that or the day after that or twice in the night after that.
Yeah, now
like,
you have to wait.
Yeah, so like, you know, they would go in there, but they had to do it for like, you know, a year consistently before like people started
built
like
that fan base in
but
those places.
Then they had now tackled basically the entire, you know, most of the Pacific Northwest because they probably would go to Idaho 2-3 times a year. They go down to like, you know, the Bay Area and LA 2-3 times a year. So they would have one proper out of town show. And then that once a month they would play at like these spots and those spots. And just because they kind of spread the interest, the whole like the algorithms also work to kind of fill the gaps between those major cities. So they just kind of collectively caught this, and then they were able to start booking bigger places and be on bigger bills because they just had that already. So I always thought that was really strategic, but that was also, you know, like 4 years ago.
There's so many different ways to go about it.
Yeah. And
so
I mean,
many.
I think as long as you're having fun with it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. That's like the main part. I always forget that also when I'm making a song, it's like more than, you know.
Yeah, than just making sure other people have heard it. Yeah, and I think the fun translates. You know what I mean? Like when people see you having a good time, when people hear you having a good time. I don't know if the episode that I said the song is going to be out before yours, so I won't name drop it specifically. But there was someone I was talking to where they were like, I want to be able to do this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing, and I'm like, but would you enjoy doing that?
Yeah,
would you look like you're having a good time doing that?
Each one of those things.
Yeah, because you look at people like Reggie Watts and Mark Reblay and things like that. Like they love doing that. And even then, they don't have a ton of stuff. They just have a few things that do a bunch of things, and they do all those things quickly and enjoy it.
Right.
But if you're going to get too distracted or not be able to engage, or you like don't move at the high pace,
then what's the point?
Yeah, like play 2 things and bring a friend.
Yeah.
You know, you can teach almost anybody to do one thing consistently.
Right.
Like even if it wasn't like an active musician, if you had a dedicated friend, you'd be like, yo, I need you to clack these pieces of wood together for the whole show.
Right. At this pace.
Yep. And then after 5 shows, they're going to be really good at tempo and rhythm. And you can be like, cool.
They're the clack guy.
Here's a cowbell now. Like you just keep adding one thing at a time, and then you train a musician. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I think we could all have a little more fun than we do.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. It's real easy to lose sight of why you're actually doing this.
Yeah. But the importance isn't to be ignored. Like, obviously, that's how everybody here is watching it. That's how, you know, it all kind of, it's a way to connect to more of an audience, but don't do it so much that you're burning yourself out by the time you get to them.
Exactly. And then you're not able to give them what you want to give them.
Exactly.
Right.
Now, we're going to go ahead and jump into some hypothetical questions. We're going to pull this back on track for a little bit.
All right.
If you could work with any one artist that's currently alive, and if it's a group, you have to pick one person from the group, who would it be?
Like in all different levels of this?
Yeah.
All different levels?
And it could be any music, any artist, but I assume musical artist. I'd like to work with Van Gogh. No.
Collab. Let's say just right now, I think me and Coyle Ray.
Okay.
Coyle Ray, yeah.
Okay.
She's my top, one of my tops right now.
I dig that.
Yeah.
I
think
that.
we'd go nice together. We'd go nice together on a track.
Bet. Now, in kind of the same like vein of things, but a little more narrower, is there a local artist that you're currently aware of that you haven't had like an opportunity to connect with yet, but you would like to?
Win, is that her name? Or Winnie or Win? I've only read it, but
Spell
she's
it.
WYNN.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be Winnie.
Winnie?
I feel like they wouldn't. I don't know. Somebody put it in the comments.
Someone let us
somebody
know.
just at them
Let
in the
us know,
comments, and
yeah.
let's just we'll make the connection and we'll figure it out for sure.
But she's dope. She releases some crazy music.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Now, on kind of an outward, super broad scope, whole planet, literally whole planet. If you could perform anywhere in the world, and it would be a viable show, you wouldn't you don't have to worry about electricity or if it would survive. Everything will be fine. Where would you perform?
Moda Center, right?
I mean yeah. I mean that is somewhere in the world.
Like the greatest shit in the world, right?
I think Madison Square Garden seats a couple
But
more.
I don't know. I don't know anybody there. Like,
true.
you know, all the homies would be there. Literally everybody.
Assuming it would be filled to its max capacity.
To the max capacity.
Yeah,
People are banging on. Let me in. Let me in. Yeah. I couldn't even get my friends and family in because everything was sold out.
Well, I hope they're on the guest list. They could just hang out in the back room. Man. They could watch it on the TV from the back.
Yeah.
Get those box seats.
On the iPhone. I bought them new iPhones so
Perfect.
they could, Yeah,
you're just having one person live stream only to them.
It's the same experience.
Yeah,
they're getting the
it's
same
just a group
vibe.
FaceTime.
Time is, yeah.
All right. Now, this is the last of the hypotheticals before we wrap it up. But this one's this is just kind of a off-kilter question.
All right.
If you had to pick a completely different genre than any genre you've done prior to this, and you would be equally as good as you are now in your current one, what would you pick?
Country music.
Okay, you just had that locked.
Country music.
Is that something you listen to regularly?
No, but I fuck around a lot and
no, it's cool. That's been a growing answer. So I was just
really?
I was just kind of curious.
Yeah, I mean,
the running tally in the back here.
Yeah, I could be sad and melodic.
Fair.
Right.
Did you ever? I'm gonna feel so dumb for saying this. Have you ever heard the old joke? What happens when you play a country CD backwards?
No.
You get your life back, you get your house back, you get your wife back, you get your dog back, and you get your truck back.
Oh man.
There you go, y'all. That happened. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping this up on that note.
All right, cool.
This comes out towards the end of July. So what do you have coming up in like early August?
Well, I got the Ladybug tour with John Mercer.
Okay.
Ladybug tour with John Mercer, yeah.
Hell
I think
yeah.
the first show, that's on the 21st. But it goes into August. Here, I got the dates right here. Ready? So the 21st, we're in California,
Nice.
Redding, California. And then the 22nd, Mano Oculta in Portland.
Mm-hmm.
But August 4th, Lucky Dime in Everett. And on the 5th, Seattle Drum School.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's the main thing I'm promoting right now.
Hell yeah. And that'll be right around the time the next round of Seattle episodes will have come out.
Ooh,
so
spicy.
Yeah, a little this is the only spot where that spoiler is going to be. So there you go. You're going to have to watch majority of this episode to find that out.
Yep.
But yep, that's happening. For this next one, I'll have you look at the camera, tell people, how they can find you.
All right, WayneGrey everywhere. I just made a thread. Go blow up my thread real quick. But yeah, WayneGrey. Follow me on TikTok. I be doing the cringy little dances on TikTok. I be looking real cute and shit. But yeah, just WayneGrey everywhere. Thank you.
Hell yeah. And then any other plugs, any other shout outs, anybody else you want to put on while you're on here?
Shout out Lord Lawrence.
Yeah,
Shout out Z Smoke. Shout out Born Dead. John Mercer. Walker. And shout out Cameron, right? That's
yeah.
Shout out Cameron.
Yeah, shout out Cameron. I'll jump in on that one. Also, I'm pretty sure almost everybody you've said has been on the show at this point.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
homies. That's why
Yeah.
I was like, yo, put me on.
Yeah, I think there's only one person from that list
Dope.
that hasn't been on the show yet. We'll have to get that remedy.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
All right, dope. I've got one last question, but before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and steal the camera for just a second and close up. As always, y'all, make sure to like, subscribe, hit all the buttons, do all the things. I'm never going to know where they are, but you do, and I trust you. And now let's get into this last question.
What do we got?
What is your guilty pleasure song?
Guilty pleasure song.
Yeah.
Man, right now, man, it's the BLP kosher song, the the fucking Special K, bro.
Okay.
Oh my god, I cannot stop listening to that song, bro.
You know, sometimes they just get you.
Fuck up that boy a bimbo. Get low.
That's amazing.
But yeah, I love that song. I love that song right now.
Hell yeah. All right, man. Well, we're going to officially wrap it up. This has been so much fun. Thank you so much for being on the show. And y'all, this has been another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. I'm Jimmy.
Thank you, Wayne.
We're signing off. Later, y'all.
That's a wrap. This is not a podcast. This is a show.